Dobro Jutro, Divine Pisces, 222. It is Monday, November 18th, 2019. I'm going to do an energy check-in for the Twin Flames today. Alright, see what we got. Okay, so first card out today is Sagittarius. So yeah, I do feel a little bit of uneasiness here. Some triggers definitely, but I feel like these triggers are again calling the twins into action. Okay, so Divine Feminine, if you've been kind of sitting on your hands, if you've been sitting around waiting, what are you waiting for? It's time to move forward. Okay, so need to really go within now, guys. I do feel some Divine Feminines are a little wishy-washy right now. I know we talked a lot about communication and seeing success and stuff like that in your situation, but you don't want to stop doing the work. You don't want to slack off on your mission, okay? I do feel some sexual energy absolutely coming in. Overactive sacral chakras, right? So might want to clear that out. I do feel Divine Masculine right now is being triggered to move. Absolutely. It's being triggered to move in his karmic situation. Whatever that may be, you know, because they're going through awakenings right now still. A lot of Divine Masculines really going through these awakenings, and they are difficult, you know, because, and I've said this before, most Divine Masculines really are not as receptive to the spiritual side of things, right? They're more focused on the 3D, and that's what the masculine energy is, right? The feminine energy is the one that's more receptive to the spiritual aspect of things, right? So learning how to balance that out, learning how to balance out the masculine and the feminine, right? Learning how to purge when necessary, okay, and dealing with triggers. I do feel a lot of Divine Masculines are very triggered right now, and actually Divine Feminines too. You may actually, if you're not experiencing a trigger, you may be actually experiencing your twin's trigger. Okay. So if you're experiencing that, remember, you know, you want to ground yourself, send back positivity, okay? If you're feeling any sort of anxiety or fear or anything like that coming from your Divine Masculine, you need to balance that out, okay? And send back positivity, all right? Keep that in mind because it always goes back and forth. So if you're feeling that negativity from them and then you send back negativity, it's just going to keep going back and forth and it's going to spiral downwards, okay? So you want to bring that up. Yeah, a lot of triggers going on right now, guys. A lot of sexual energy. I definitely feel a lot of movement happening right now. A lot of movement. Within the connections, yes, but also just in general, like in personal lives, I do feel a lot of movement. A lot of Divine Feminines really branching out of their comfort zone right now as regards mission or possibly work, or even, you know, dealing with a karmic situation, really kind of stepping outside of themselves and analyzing things from a different perspective. And I feel like this is actually affecting Divine Masculine as well. A lot of Divine Masculines are changing their perspective on things, specifically within their own karmic situations and also the connection, okay? I do feel still a little bit off balance, though. Divine Masculine still feeling a little insecure about things. I don't feel the insecurities necessarily coming in about the connection at this time. It's more about themselves and about their situation and about the things that they're dealing with, right? Divine Feminine, again, you may be feeling this, but it could also be you as well. You could be feeling a little insecure within yourself right now, maybe with your mission, or with the connection itself. Maybe you saw some results and then it kind of went back. You know, the hot and cold aspect is very real in these connections, okay? So don't let that throw you off, guys. You still have to do the work, okay? I do feel 5D communication is very strong right now. Telepathy, dreams, downloads, absolutely. Song messages, signs, synchronicities, that sort of thing. And this is going back and forth between the twins, okay? It's not just Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine is experiencing this too. And it freaks them out, let's be honest. You know, a lot of times, like, you know, if they see something and it triggers them, it kind of freaks them out. So they just kind of withdraw. They go within. They deal with their triggers that way. A lot of times they don't purge it properly, right? And we've talked about that before. They just kind of repress and that sort of thing. But they're being shown that that's not the way. Okay, so definitely a lot of darkness coming up. Still some dark night of the soul energy for Divine Masculine. And you know, this goes back and forth, in and out. You know, you can have several dark night of the souls. You can have like little bouts of dark night of the soul. It's like, you know, it'll happen for a while, then you'll be fine, and then it'll happen again. Like, it's constant triggers until you figure out how to deal with the triggers, basically. Okay, so it's a breaking down of the ego that's happening right now with Divine Masculine. So Divine Masculine definitely going through transformations right now, absolutely, so that they can come into themselves, and actually realize their potential and their purpose. Right, but the connection very, very strong. Still, again, a lot of hot and cold in these connections right now. Touch and go, right? But definitely feel the pull very, very strong. There's some duplicitousness happening also, so some illusions, maybe not completely telling the truth to each other at this time or to those around them. So a lot of deception still happening with the twins right now, okay? So let's take a look at Divine Masculine. Like, literally, hair just flew into my nose. It was weird. Let's see. Yeah. Feeling some third-party situations, absolutely, with Divine Masculine right now, and they are coming to an end. A lot of karmic cycles coming to an end. I'm getting something to do definitely with financial codependence here because of, you know, you've got this here, which is kind of hanging over this third-party situation. So this could be parents. They may be, Divine Masculine is codependent on some parental figures, but it could also be a karmic partner, it could be a job. It could really be anything, okay? There's something here that's definitely keeping them stuck. But they are, again, Divine Masculine's been kind of working on this. They really do recognize the cycles now. They do. They recognize the cycles and they want them to end. They were just not really quite sure how to do that, right? But there's something coming that's going to be forcing the ends of these cycles, okay? Could be a tower moment, a trigger, whatever. But there's something that's coming that's going to force them to face the truth. They're going to have to face their truth one way or another, okay? And they've been kind of avoiding it. They know the truth within, but they've been avoiding facing it and actually speaking it, right? So once these towers hit, they're going to be forced to rebuild, and they're going to have to rebuild in their own truth, because, you know, it's like Divine Masculine's been hit with tower after tower after tower, but he keeps rebuilding the same damn tower, right? And it keeps falling, and he keeps wondering why it's falling. It's because he's not rebuilding it properly. He's not rebuilding it in truth. He's rebuilding it in half-truths, right? So it's not fully solid. And so it just keeps falling down over and over and over again. And definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Right, so yeah, a lot of pentacles today, guys. So definitely karmic cycles coming to an end. They are recognizing these cycles. They also, a lot of them, they do recognize karmic cycles on your side, Divine Feminine. Okay, keep that in mind. You know, they may be watching you in your karmic situation and seeing what you're going to do. Remember, Divine Feminine always leads. Okay, so if you're just sitting there waiting, if you're just kind of like, I know going with the flow, you definitely want to go with the flow, but if you're actually literally not doing anything about your karmic situation, your Divine Masculine sees that, and so you're setting the example. So if you don't jump, he's not going to jump, right? And then there's the tower right there. So the tower is just sitting there waiting to come down, right, to break this cycle. Okay, so again, they may be looking at your karmic situation, and it could be what's keeping them stuck in theirs, okay? So keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, definitely triggered, absolutely. Divine Masculine is very triggered. And it could be this. They could be triggered by your karmic situation, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? The triggers do go back and forth. But they do feel the triggers. They may have their guard up right now because of the triggers, trying to deal with that, okay? So they may be quiet. You know, they may feel really overwhelmed by some information or downloads maybe that they're getting from you or from source, or you know, some epiphanies that they're having and stuff like that, okay? So I do feel Divine Masculine very, very triggered right now, That seems to be across the board. Let's take a look at Divine Feminine, see what's going on with her. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, Divine Feminine, yeah, you've got some cycles that are ending right now too. And a lot of you have been working on this cycle for quite a while, been trying to get it to end, and it is coming to an end. And you're starting to see that. Now, some Divine Feminines, it's almost like either they're really, really excited for the end of the cycles, or they're actually really, really depressed about it. It's like they're polar opposites. There's two sides of the same coin. And you may actually be seeing cycles ending on your Divine Masculine side, and you're getting excited. I would be very, very hesitant to do that. You want to stay out of ego when it comes to that sort of thing, okay? Focus on yourself, and remember that the ending of cycles, yes, it's a good thing as far as the journey goes, right? But you still want to have compassion. You still want to have understanding for the situation, okay? I know a lot of, I've talked about karmic partners before. Guys, you really want to stay out of resentment with that. They are there for a reason. They are there to teach lessons. They are not your enemy, okay? So don't treat them that way. Because negativity begets negativity. If you're looking at the karmic partner in a negative way, I mean, you're going to get negativity back. And it's a cycle. It just keeps going over and over again. And it could be the cycle that you're trying to break here, okay? So keep that in mind. Yeah, because Divine Feminine has finally realized, she has the key to her own truth. She has the key to her own happiness. She's not going to blind herself to the truth anymore. So Divine Feminine really standing in her truth and is like, nope, I can get out of this. I don't need to stay in this cycle. This doesn't need to happen to me anymore. And yeah, so yeah, justice coming for Divine Feminine too. Now, I do feel some contracts coming to an end here with this card. So this could be karmic partners, it could be marriages, it could be maybe you're finding a new place to live, selling your house, something like that, custody battle, what have you. But that's also to me representing the divine basically stepping in and saying, yeah, no, I'm going to help you now that you have a forward trajectory and you have resolve and you have the vision in your mind of what you want. I'm going to help you with the how. So tower, trigger, something may be coming to help you move forward with that so that you can fulfill your destiny and you can, come into that inner peace and that inner alignment, because Divine Feminine has been really trying to come within herself. But when you're surrounded by negativity on a daily basis, it's very, very difficult to keep your vibration high. And so a lot of Divine Feminines are resolved to get out of the situations that are keeping them stuck and keeping them low. And so the Divine's coming in and being like, okay, well, now that you've resolved, now that you're actually fully invested in this, I'm going to help you. Here's the how. Okay, so a lot of you are going to be seeing ways out of your situations. You're going to be seeing epiphanies, the light, your abundance is going to come in. Maybe you'll receive, some sort of funds that'll help you move forward if you need to. People coming into your life to help you wrap up these cycles, okay? And that's actually really, really good, okay? So I do feel, again, karmic cycles absolutely coming to an end right now in both situations, okay, for Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. And Divine Feminine, I feel Divine Feminine has been working on, yes, filling her own cup, absolutely, but now she's feeling very guarded over this cup. I wouldn't say it's full-on Queen of Swords energy at this point. It's more of like, oh my gosh, look what I have. I don't want to give it to anybody else. So Divine Feminine kind of guarded with her cup right now. And that's okay. You want to be selective, right? You want to be selective in that, in how much energy you send out to people. Especially if there are people out there who they're just there to drain your energy, right? You don't want that. Like if you're in a karmic situation and all they've done is drain your energy, you're kind of used to that. So now you don't want to give it up to anybody. And that's okay. That's okay. You want to be selective. And you can go within and figure out if maybe who you're dealing with has good intentions or not. So keep that in mind. To your own divine guidance, be true, absolutely. And I do feel some Divine Feminines are triggered right now. Again, I mentioned the triggering going back and forth. Divine Masculine is triggered, so therefore Divine Feminine is triggered. And it may not be your trigger. You may be dealing with your Divine Masculine's trigger, so keep that in mind, okay? If you're not sure, again, go within and figure out if it's something that you need to deal with or if it's something you need to send back. Like if there's some sort of trigger happening with Divine Masculine that you need to send energy to. But again, be careful with sending that energy, okay? You don't want to send it willy-nilly, okay? Especially if he's not going to use it in the right way, all right? But yeah, again, I do feel, Divine trying to come in and really help Divine Feminine build up her abundance here, kind of helping her see success so that she continues, right? Because, we are creatures of habit. We are human. We want to see results in the work that we're doing, right? We don't want to just sit there and do work for absolutely no reason, or what seems like no reason. And sometimes, when you don't see success for a while, it's because you're not looking at the right thing, right? But you don't see results, so you're just like, oh, well, screw this. I don't want to do this anymore because I'm not seeing results. It's like weight loss, right? If you've been dieting for like 2-3 months and maybe you lost like a pound, you're like, well, that was hardly worth it. I might as well just eat what I want, right? So it's the same kind of mentality, but just keep in mind, results are happening. You just may not be focusing on the right results. Okay, so maybe you lost a pound, but you've actually gone down 2 pant sizes. You see what I'm saying? So you're looking at the wrong results. All right, so messages from counterparts. I went ahead and pulled these. So some of you need to walk away from the connection right now, but they are understanding it. They are feeling the connection. Still some half-truths going on here, guys. Definitely deceptions. A lot of them are going through some toxic situations they do not want you involved in. It's a weird card. You don't need anybody. Excuse me. You don't need anybody, really, but alright. A lot of regret here. Yeah. Get off Facebook, guys. Don't do it. A lot of them don't feel good enough, absolutely. Not only are they figuring out the connection, but they're figuring out how to come forward and how to get out of the situation they're in so they can come to you properly. A lot of them are scared about what's going on in their lives. They're really afraid. And yeah. Again, they'll find a way, guys. Doesn't matter if you blocked them or not. They will find a way. Alright. Let's get some messages and advice from Source. Let's see what we get. Okay. Well, I'm not taking all that, no. Oh, I love it when the cards just keep coming. Okay, it is, yep, time for healing for both twins. So, your counterpart may be quiet right now. It's because they're going through a healing process, and that's okay. Just go with the flow, Go within yourself and figure out if you have something you need to heal. You probably do. Let's be honest. Healing's never done, okay? Some of you, again, have not stepped into mission, or there's something that's holding you back in your mission. You need to figure that out so that you can, step into that and shine your light, okay? And, of course, we've got Aquarius coming in here. We've got Capricorn. So a lot of you, again, are going to be reaching the ending of some cycles, that you've been working towards for a long time, okay? And you're probably going to feel some relief when this happens, but you may also feel some regret and some fear and some resentment, okay? So just keep that in mind. You want to work through that, right, Scorpio? You want to work through that, okay? And, of course, we are coming to the end of Scorpio season. So, again, a lot of cycles are ending here, okay? And, yeah, you're being tested right now. You're definitely being tested, all right? Maybe you got communication and it was a quick flash in the pan, and now you're, like, freaking out about it because they've gone quiet again. Stop. Stop. Just go with the flow. You're being tested right now. You're not passing. There's no failure, but you're not passing. Okay. And yeah, watch the ego, guys. We got Leo coming in here. So watch the ego. Again, if you're kind of slipping back into ego because of maybe your counterpart went quiet again, just stop. Stop overthinking it, okay? That's your ego coming in. There's nothing to worry about. Just go within and deal with your own crap, all right? It's going to be fine, all right? Don't let ego play with you. Ego loves to play, all right? All right, guys. Well, I hope this has helped. Appreciate you liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.